Okay, hello. So we're here to look at culture fit today. This is actually not a live webinar. I'm just testing some new technology, so there'll be no extra questions from the people in the chat. Although, if you get sent this video, this link, and you want to write questions, please do under the video, and I'll definitely answer. So, what is culture fit? So we've talked a little bit about this already. This is very, very important. Culture fit questions, the key examples and the ones we're going to look at as well are: why should we hire you? Why do you want to work here? And it also includes ways of working questions. Things like, do you prefer teamwork or working independently? And this is a really key question because this goes into the heart of what is culture in that company. Okay. The importance of company culture. So energy, that vital force, is lost in a company when the company mission and the company culture is different from the employee. And I'll say another sentence and I'll explain a bit more about this. So energy is lost in a team when team members have different objectives, different ways of working, different work cultures. So if you think of the company is going in a direction and they're trying to get work done, they're having meetings and discussing things. If you are constantly fighting the people who have a different vision about where to go or how to do it, you're going to lose this energy. This is why companies like Facebook, Amazon, Google, you have to be 200% Facebook, because that means you completely get their culture. So when you have meetings, you're not going to start thinking, is Facebook a good idea? There's no energy lost inside the company on these questions. Okay? It's fundamental. Okay, and we'll talk a little more about this, obviously. So parameters of culture. So what does that mean, even this culture fit? So let's have a look at some of the ideas, okay? So you can have a culture where we win via process, the process of doing things. Or we win because we have individual actions doing great things. Or we win by being a team, okay? Maybe that's one option. Culture parameter 2. We are focused on change. Or we are focused on efficiency. That's a different culture, isn't it? A different idea. Another culture number 3. We want growth. We want to grow. We want to be bigger and bigger and bigger. We want stability. We want to know what's happening next year. We want to communicate that to our customers, our clients, our stakeholders. We want stability. Culture number 4. Our advantage is internal. What we have in the company. Another culture. Our advantage is external. What we learn about the market. These are very different things. Now, your brain's already going to, hold on a minute. Don't worry, we're going to come back in a minute and try to give it a simplified version of this that's a bit more practical. Let's have a look at another culture type. We see integration with the industry and market as key. So here you're trying to be like everyone else. You see that's fundamental. You're not trying to be different. You're trying to be very, very similar. Okay? And recognized as that. Okay? I don't know why I think of that right now as a hospital. A hospital doesn't want to be different. You almost want to reproduce the trust in the industry. Another version might be we see differentiation from the industry and market as key. So this is obviously when you're a startup or you're trying to disrupt the market, or you want to be completely different than what it is. Your culture is very different. So in the first one, we do things that everyone else does. And the second one, we do things the opposite of what everyone else does. This is a very different way, a different culture. Okay. Another type of culture maybe. So we encourage flexibility and or empowerment in the staff. We want them to do, have new ideas and go places and make a difference. The other one, we require consistency, and we require control. Like an army would want that. You know, we don't want anything surprising or new. We want everything in its place, following the pattern, okay? And there isn't a right or wrong answer, but it's definitely, these are ways to do things, okay? Now, this is quite a cool chart here. This is, at the bottom here is based on the competing values framework, Quinn and Roborg. And we're not, so let's have a quick look at what this is. So, just in general, we've got the top down focus. We've got like focused here at the bottom and flexible. Here we've got external, and on the left we've got internal. And so if we were to look at the grid here, we create 4 types of culture. The green one here, adhocracy, we do things first. We're new, we're changing, we're flexible. We have new ideas, we're not afraid. We're trying to do new things, okay? And with the market. So this is external. We want to try and do new things with the market. The blue one instead is still focused on the market. But here the market is telling us what to do. We're reacting. We're trying to make the market happy. We're trying to be the fastest. We're trying to react to what you, the market, want. Okay? And then let's go to the yellow and the red. So the yellow, the culture, is about doing things together as a clan. We see our teamwork as fundamental. We see the value of us sharing ideas, and what we produce inside as a team is going to make the difference and make the company work. And then the red one, again, is internal. So it's about who the people are on the team, but it's about those people being in a right hierarchy, doing everything in that process. Okay? So if you think about companies that are much more based on like maybe production, they're fundamental, just going to get things right, bang, bang, bang. You do your job. Okay? Now, so there's 4 ideas of core types of culture. So this is the cheat sheet we're going to come back to again and again. Okay, so what company culture do you think they have? And this, another interesting question is the team culture different? Because maybe the sales team and the marketing team are different than the production team. Okay, so bear that in mind. You know, that there could be 2 different things happening. And obviously, and anyway, no company is purely one type anyway. So let's think about it. If you're market focused, think about speed, making the market happy, reacting quickly to the market. The low risk is marketing data driven. So you're really basing your ideas on, oh, the market wants this, so we can produce this, we can campaign for this. We've got the data to do it. And we're taking a low risk. There's not much risk here. And they're kind of created in promotion. So the difference in products here is the way they promote it, not necessarily the product itself. Okay? Because the market doesn't often say, oh, we want really new stuff. Okay? As Henry Ford said, if I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. The next thing, change focused, innovation. So here you are in that sector we looked before, which was the green sector here, innovation. So here it's about disruption, get to market first, be the first product available. Startup culture, it's high gain but high risk. You know, it's everything you win, and you're creative in the production. So here when you talk to customers, you're really trying to understand their needs, not what they're saying directly. Then we're going to get into control focused. So this was the red area here, control focused. Here we're interested in quality. Do things in a systemic way. Structure brings strength. It's low risk, it's quality focused. You're creative in the efficiency that you produce. Okay? And you want the quality always high. Okay? Finally, collaboration focus. The key word here is team. And here is in the yellow area here. And so this company, this culture, is do things together. The teamwork brings strength. You want to minimize risk by having many contributors. So by the fact that everyone's talking about it, it's great. Okay, we're going to have, and you have creativity in decision making because everyone pulling together is going to come up with great ideas. Okay, wow. So obviously you're thinking, well, I don't know this. How do I know this? How is this possible to understand what they are? So here's some practical tips to find their company culture. Look at their website, read their website, look at the language they're using, look at the photos on the website, Are they winners? Are they teamwork? Are they in white jackets doing everything very orderly? What's the vibe here? What is their company mission? So have a look on their website for their company mission. This is also really important for later. How do they describe their products and services? Are they talking about the team that made it, or the quality they produce, or how it's new in the market, or how it's successful in the market? How have they communicated with you in terms of the emails you've had, the HR maybe phone call, or what type of, how are they communicating? Do you have time for you, or they're super organized? How do you feel? Have you talked to an employee or ex-employee about the company? Or read company reviews on Glassdoor or similar websites. Have a look what people say. And the next two about this, have a hypothesis about the culture the company has and test it and improve it as you go through the interview process. And then have a hypothesis about the culture the team has and is it different from the company, and then test that and improve that as you go ahead through the process. Okay? So let's answer the question, do you prefer teamwork or working independently? Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay, so let me just... Okay, do you prefer teamwork or working independently? Okay, here we got, so variations of this. Are you a team player or more of a lone wolf? Do you work best or in a team or alone? What do you find difficult about working in a team? When do you work better in a team? When do you need to work alone rather than in a team? What makes a great team player? So all these questions ask about your culture in terms of this question. Okay, and what is your objective? To communicate that your way of working suits their company and departmental or their team culture. That's your ideal objective. Okay, so here's an example answer. Okay, and we see the template here. Teamwork activities, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about independent activities. And then I'm going to talk about teamwork importance here. This is in terms of a job. So in this job here, I think is a project manager or something. So do you prefer teamwork or work independently? Well, when I think about the way I work, I would say that I'm able to work in both styles. I think the difference is the type of work I'm doing at the time. So now I'm going to talk about some teamwork activities, things that I would consider always team. There are some activities as a project manager that I feel are almost always best done as a team. For example, the initial planning, gathering information, and later brainstorming possible solutions to a problem. Now I'm going to talk about independent activities. On the other hand, a project manager must be prepared to work on their own, to motivate themselves and audit their own quality. And it is not possible to always work in a team. And so tasks like chasing suppliers, resolving problems with individuals, and finalizing the precise timelines for everyone to follow are more realistically finished on time if I work on those on my own. Fine. Now I'm going to try and guess the grey area in the middle. Okay, and think if you can think, wonder what type of culture this person thinks they are being interviewed at. I think the approach here, and I like it, in order to find a balance between teamwork and individual work, when you are looking to produce quality, then is for teamwork for the stages like sign-off, intermittent quality control, and understanding delays. These are perfect to keep everyone focused on quality. Individual work focusing on ad hoc problems and team members who are not getting the project mission. Okay? So that's what the approach here, okay? So let's have a look at the core template. It's definitely teamwork, because it's not me that decides, it's the work I'm doing. So what is teamwork? Definitely. What's independent work? Definitely. And then how I think the culture here promotes the choice when there should be teamwork, or the choice when it should be individual. Okay. And in the previous case, this is their interpretation of teamwork when you're talking about quality. You talk about like a control organization. So they always focus on the quality. Okay. So we look at the teamwork activities. I know when teamwork is essential. Okay. Okay. So how would you hack this section? Okay. Using your experience and the job description, make a list of all the tasks and responses that must be done in a team. Okay, that must be done in a team. Here we've got some ideas, planning, brainstorming, production, all these kind of ideas to help you as well. And some example phrases on the PDF available. Next is, what are independent activities? And I know when working independently is essential. That's your message. I know when it's essential. So I'm not going to have meetings. I know when I have to do it. And hack the answer. Using your experience and the job description, make a list of all your tasks and responsibilities that cannot be done in a team. Okay, really, how can you make a timeline on a team? You can have a general idea, but finalize it, that must be done on your own. So here you've got some example ideas as well. Okay, example phrases. Finally, the importance of teamwork here. I appreciate how teamwork and solo work or independent work is balanced here. So how do you hack this part of the question? And here is what might be the company culture. You really have to think about the presentation today to match what's going on. And we're going to talk about this more and more, okay? So here's the cheat sheet again. Market focused, is it change focused, control focused, collaboration focused, okay? And we've got some more ideas and phrases. Okay, so let's have a little look and let's go to back to the webinar element. Okay, so let's carry on. So behavioral questions are, just in case when you're Googling, the U is the way the British person like me might spell it, and an American or maybe even Canadian would spell it without the U. I'm not sure about Canada. Anyway, behavioral questions. So in the fourth presentation, this is the third, we will look at more of these questions about how you work. Okay, and these things that tell me a time when, they're called behavioral questions. Okay, so in presentation 4, we're going to look at, could you describe a time you had a difficult problem to resolve and what you did? Could you describe a time you had to deal with a difficult person? Could you describe a difficult period of time that you found particularly difficult? Well, could you describe your greatest success? Could you describe a time you made a serious mistake? So let's go on to why should we hire you? It's actually, the first part has been done in webinar number 2. And we're going to look now at the second part of this question. Why should we hire you? People focus on you. So why should we hire you? But it'd be better to interpret as, why should we hire you? Changes everything. It's now not about you, it's about us. What do we get out of hiring you? And your answer should be about what they get out of you working there. Okay, what's in it for them? Okay. And this is very valid because if they're interviewing you anyway, they kind of know that you can do the job. But they're now wondering, well, but how do we benefit from you getting it? What's the difference you're going to make to us? Because we're selfish, we're humans, okay? And there are 2 key things for them you would like them to hear. One is that you could be a job hero. We spoke about that before. And that you won't drain their energy. This is this corporate company culture idea. You're not going to drain their energy. You're not going to have to fight me all the time to go forward or to choose something because I'm like you. Okay? And so this is, you fit their culture. But also you have career motivation. This is in webinar 1. This means you are happy to be there. You're going forward. You're motivated to be in this team and doing this job. This is kind of interesting. And definitely something important. That's why I recommend to include it in Tell Me About Yourself. So let's answer why should we hire you then. So let's go to that question. And okay. And okay, so why should we hire you? Okay, so the variations on this question, things like what would make you the best candidate? Why should we hire you instead of the other candidates? Why do you feel you would be the best option for this job? What makes you a standout candidate? Can you convince me to give you the job? Wow. Why should we give you this job opportunity? But the idea is always the same, okay? Your objective is that the company will be better if you get the job. The company will be better if you get the job, okay? We've got an example answer. Look at the structure on the left here. First, ability to do the job, very important, obviously. And then ability to be a job hero. So what's the difference you're going to make to the people around you when you get this job? And the third element, which is from this webinar, which is compatibility with culture. Okay, so we're going to read just that final section here. So let's do the first part. Well, on a basic, superficial level, my experience as a front-end programmer for many years clearly makes me a valuable addition to any software development team. So I can do the job. Don't worry about it. I could be a job hero, but I would also say that it is the other skills that I can bring to the team that will show my value. I think it's my ability to help junior members of the team, as well as my ability to quickly structure new code or code modules, which can help everyone get on and code earlier and faster. Wow, I'm helping everyone with my work. And the way I see the work, it is more important for me that the whole team is working well, rather than just me thinking about my code. I think that's very short-termist and doesn't help the team hit the deadlines together. So lots there about how I'm going to be a hero in this team. And so now the culture. And finally, another aspect is how I feel that the way I work is very complementary to the way your company works too. For example, you guys seem very interested in reacting quickly to the market. I wonder what culture he thinks there is. And to how the users themselves are using the software. And I feel this idea of being first to market, to listening to the users and focusing on fast work turnaround is vital to the business. And I enjoy working in an environment like this. Okay. So we've got the core template for why should we hire you. Ability to do your job, ability to be a job hero, the impact you're going to have on the team, and compatibility with their culture. Okay, the way that they're going to approach things. So we're going to go down here. We've seen these before in the ability to be job hero, your impact. So let's have a look at part 3 now. Compatibility. Here you want to state how your way of working and the company culture are complementary. That means you are in alignment. You do things the same way. You're not going to lose energy doing this together. Okay? What is their company culture? So again, have a look at the presentation, the other presentation. Have a look at the ideas there. Here's the cheat sheet. Is it market focused? It's about speed. Is it change focused? It's about innovation. Is it quality focused? Is it about control, doing things properly? The structure makes the strength of the company. Is it collaboration focused? Is it focused about the way we work as a team to achieve it? In that example we gave, it was about speed, wasn't it? It's about reacting to them, making the market happy, reacting quickly to the market. Marketing data driven. He mentioned the way the users are using that. And then creative and promotion, maybe not relevant for the development team, but it could be, maybe when they talk about features, like if you talk about, well, what would you like to add? Maybe that, well, things that are going to appeal to people on a kind of a superficial way. Example ideas, compatibility. State how you're working and the company culture are complementary. Think about these type of ideas as well. Approach to making decisions, to solving problems, how value is added. Change can happen to the customer, to team members, the future, the organization, the production line, the market, the management team, senior staff, the working environment, learning. What's the attitude to change, to efficiency, to innovation, to tradition, to hierarchy. Okay, so just say for tradition, for example, if you're marketing driven, I don't think you'd have approach to tradition. I think you'd think tradition doesn't care, doesn't matter rather. While if you're in a controlled environment, tradition is an important element to stress in the interview, that you believe in tradition, that you believe in the patterns that have been created already, they're worth continuing, you see. And definitely if you're a startup, you would ignore tradition. You're trying to break tradition. So, okay. Here's some example phrases. Excellent. So let's go back to the bit of thing there. So let's go on more things about. So why do you want to work here? So this is the next question here, a very interesting question, which is different than why we should hire you. Why we should hire you is saying, well, what's your impact here? While why do you want to work here is more from you, isn't it now? Yeah. What's your motivation to work here? Why should we hire you? Is like you tell us our motivation. But now it's like, well, what's your motivation? Okay. This is a kind of a question, if you think about it, like if you were dating and then someone says, well, why do you want to go out with me? It's a horrible question. Okay. It's a horrible question. Why do you want to go out? So, okay. So there, you can appeal on 3 levels. We're going to look at obviously an example as well. You can appeal on the direction of the company that they're going in. You share with the company mission and products. The style of the company. You're in harmony with the company culture. They're the way that they're going to go towards that direction. And motivation. You are motivated, desire to do the work, the job itself. So you've got these 3 elements there: company mission, company culture, and then the job itself. You're motivated to do it, which you would have included in your career motivation answers as well. You could add a skills fit question here. You've got the power, the muscle, the ability to do the actual work as well. Okay, so why do you want to work here? Top tips for this question. When you're answering the question, avoid generic reasons. Make them feel special. Like a dating question, why do you want to go out with me? Don't say, oh, you're one of the best looking people in the village. It's not good enough. You're almost as funny as someone else. You're one of the top interesting people I know. You want to talk about the best, the only, unique. You want to use superlatives like fastest or the greenest, most environmentally friendly. You want to talk about them being the leader in their area. All these things make them special, and you want to include that in your answer about why you want to work there. Okay, so imagine a first date, like I said before. So imagine that scenario. And so sometimes being an antidote to the problem of their culture could be good. This is a possible plan here. What do I mean by this? So imagine being able to say that you can make hard, impersonal business decisions to a company that has a clan culture. So they might appreciate their weakness is that they are too team focused, and there are some people that they would like not to have in their team anymore, but they're too friendly to do it maybe. So if you come in as someone new, okay, and you say, I'm going to be a bit different than that, that could work in some elements depending on your job, okay, if you're actually going to be different, or a breath of fresh air, shall we say. You know, imagine if your job is new business development in a company which is control based. Well, then having an approach where you are startup mentality could work in your job. You're going to have to then show them as well that you respect other elements. So there's that idea. Okay. So let's answer then, why do you want to work here? Okay. So, okay, why do you want to work here? And then let's quickly just, Okay, so why do you want to work here? And let's have a quick look. So variations of this, what is it about this role that attracts you? Why do you want this job? What do you know about this job and the company? How does this job fit into your career plans? Okay. What makes you think that this job is right for you? And what inspires you about this job? And what's your objective? Here, to communicate that you and the company share the same work culture and vision. That's your objective. Okay? That you are in alignment with the company. And here's an example answer. Here, let's look at the core template on the left here. So you've got company mission compatibility. That's the big direction you're going in together. Work culture compatibility. This is the way that you're going to go forward together. Yeah. And then motivation to do the job. Okay. This is on a precisely your activity. So this is an example answer. So, okay. Why do you want to work here? Okay. I think firstly, above all, the company mission and your products reflect a lot of values that I have. For example, wanting to be the market leader while at the same time aiming to be as environmentally friendly as possible. I think there are excellent objectives and I would be proud to work for a company that has them. And then secondly, I've seen from your website and from the interactions with the company that your company is one, your company culture is one that's based on teamwork, about collaboration rather than hierarchy and following orders. And that reflects my own approach to getting the best out of everyone you work with. Finally, the job. And lastly, I'm attracted to so many aspects of the work itself. For example, the amount of responsibility I can take on to prove myself and the fact that I can make a real difference to our customers and the stakeholders that I will be interacting with. All this motivates me to do my best and to make a positive impact. Okay, that's why that person wants to work there. Mission, direction, style and culture. And finally, the motivation, the job itself is going to make me want to do it. So there's the template. And then let's have a quick look through this question. So compatibility with company mission. State how the company mission, and also as well, maybe the products and services they offer, reflects your beliefs. Okay, so big picture agreement. Okay. How to hack the answer. Simply go to the company website, find the company mission. Just go there. It should be stated. Also look for the company products, especially those that are new, market leader products, flagship, main products being promoted. Products that are being promoted in the sense that they're the ones being advertised now, that the company are driving forward as a new product. So compatibility with company mission. Example, it is company mission, apart from the profit, the company view of customers, the company view of the world, of workers, of society. Company products, the company history maybe can mean a lot. Look at the way the change the company wants to make or the problems the company wants to solve. Have a look at the way the company is organized, the way the company produces things. Maybe where does it get raw materials from? Look at the way the company treats others, the stakeholders, or as well as just the workers. And look at the brand and the company has created. What does that mean? What does it represent? And have a look at the leadership of the country, especially if it's a single sole businessman. Have a look at that. What type of person is this? Okay. We've got some example phrases in the PDF. Great. And then we have a look at compatibility with company culture. So state how you agree and are inspired by the company culture. So hack the answer here. What is their company culture? Let's have a look at presentation 3 from today. Have a look at that. Go on the practical tips. Try to find their company culture. And here's the cheat sheet in the PDF there. So you've got market focused, change focused, control focused, or collaboration focused, or a slight mix of these things, obviously. So example ideas. So, what's their approach to making decisions, solving problems, adding value, change, the future, team members, market, management team, all these things. Have a think about all these aspects and what is their approach to that, and look for one or two of them to use in your answer. Okay. So example phrases here in the PDF. Great. And finally, the motivation to the job. State how this role and responsibilities are motivating for you. And this goes back, what is your career motivation? And this goes back to what we did in presentation 1. Okay, that's presentation 1. It's example ideas. So think about like industry sectors maybe are motivating, the size of the projects, the degree of autonomy, the level of responsibility, the nature of the work, so the problem solving, teamwork, deadlines, creativity, variety. Think of the level of technology, maybe that's motivating. Think of the type of clients you deal with, the importance of the status of the role in the company. Think of the fresh opportunities that are going to come, or the extra earning potential. Maybe if you're a salesperson, you want to say that. And here's some example phrases. Right, that's excellent. So that's finishes everything for the culture fit. If you have any questions now, write them underneath. This is not a live webinar, so I presume now you will have another live webinar to watch. So I'll see you there. Fantastic. Bye. Have a great day, guys. Good luck. Good luck with all your job hunting and searching and interviewing. Yeah.